wanted to also focus for our SEO class on analytics on search categorizations. I also talk about search intent that I want you to make sure to, I want you to be sure to watch that video as well if you need a little extra look at it. But search categorizations is another way to provide context to our analytics. So it's based on search volume. You want to see which ones are important to go after. Sometimes your industry may be too large and too national or international, and you may not want to go over some keywords because they're too general. Too many companies might be going after it and you can't compete. But let's take a look and see how we can do some of these categorizations and work that out. So first we need to understand the search curve. In this example right here, we can see that there are a bunch of keywords in this first area on the left that get a lot of searches. So you may want to use some of those words on your content to try to attract people, but you're not likely to compete with those. In the middle ground, you might have a better chance. So as you see, the number of searches goes down in that area until you get down to this end here, which is really the long tail, right? Where it might be worthwhile still to go after ones that are just a couple hundred because maybe it includes the word Santa Barbara in them and you are a Santa Barbara business, so you need that one. So it's a good idea to take a look and categorize some of our ideas. So I tend to look at it like this. We've got top of mind, which is 70% of the searches that are available on the internet. It's the majority of them. Flower delivery would be a good example. When you type in flower delivery, you're going to get 1-800-Flowers. You're going to get all those national companies that do flower delivery, and they might not take a look at your local flower shop that might even be a cart on the corner, right? The drill down, I give that categorization for about 20% of the searches, which is still a sizable amount of search volume, but that might be like flowers for Fiesta, right? So Santa Barbara has this event every year called Fiesta. It's a little more specific towards Santa Barbara, and I'd want to do a blog post or a page that looks at flowers for Fiesta because there's going to be some searches for that, very likely. Might only be looked at once a year in July or August, but people will look at it. And then there's the hyper specific or the long tail that we could look at. And that is the very, very specific keywords. And my example here are Santa Barbara Mission roses. So these are roses that you might find pretty much by the Santa Barbara Mission. They're beautiful, they're specific, they're called, they have the words, you know, the phrase Santa Barbara in them. That makes it hyper specific, right? Not many people are going to be searching for those, but those that do might be really motivated to buy them. And that's why we want to take a look at that too. So we want to understand where our keywords fit in that strategy. So I'm going to make these three buckets, right? High volume, top of mind, the drill downs and lower competition, but also the long tail and the high value specific keywords that might be high in conversion and make you money, right? So I have that example all the way through here on the bottom. When we make sure no search is left behind, I can take a look at tactics I can take here. On the left, I have a flower delivery explanation and a how it works section on my homepage. In the middle here for drill downs, I have a specific page for Fiesta flowers. And then I might even do one for Santa Barbara Mission roses too, or feature it on the homepage for people that are looking for it. So there are ways in which we can think about how people are searching for you and cater to them for when they get to your site to optimize and improve conversion. What we're going to do to see if what we did worked is we're going to look at impressions, right? We want to look at the number of people who searched for a specific phrase, and you want to gauge what you do with that phrase based on that. If something has just like 5 searches over the last year, it may not be worth your time, right? To weave that into the text of a page or a blog post. But something that has hundreds, it may be worth doing. We want to look at average position. This can usually be found through most of the search engine marketing tools like SEMrush. There's a little bit of this in the Google Search Console, etc. And you want to look for those coveted positions and you want to work towards improving that. So that would be a gauge to how your growth is going, how things are getting better in the search engine optimization world for you. So this would be a metric that we'd be really interested in. Here I show a screenshot of top organic keywords from SEMrush, right? You can see for my business, mobile notary service, mobile notary is a really common one. So I'm going to use that. Of course I will, because it's part of my company name and it's going to be on my web pages. And but some of these other ones are interesting. I don't care about notary classes because I don't want to appeal to the people that want to become my competition, but I will want to look at Mobile Notary Santa Barbara, even though there's only 30 because they're high value. And Notary Santa Barbara has a lot more. It's just a slight turn of phrase, but it's got a lot more, and I need to make sure that that's on my homepage or on my landing pages or even in my social media. Here's an example from the Google Search console, and I can see how many clicks and impressions that Google search engine result pages provide my business. So 104 clicks in maybe a month, 1.5% click-through rate, which for SEO is pretty normal. If you're paying for ads, you want to have that more towards 3 to 5% pretty easily, really 5% if you can. But for SEO, there's so many possibilities out there. This isn't a horrible one. I want it to be a little better though. My average position could be a little higher, but that's among all keywords. So the ones that matter are the ones I'm going to be trying to get past. And here, the Search Engine Console also gives you what people actually type. And if over time people typically type these words, I want to use these phrases in my text on my website. So that's basically what I have today. You want to use the tools that you have available to you and that are free to be able to find these things out. And that's just my little bit on segmenting in search engine optimization and finding keywords that work.